Hi guys, Jason Bodine coming at you once again from Gadsden, Alabama. Welcome back to my channel. On this week's Cooking with Jason video, we're going to be making a dish from Spain called Paella. So, get your cooking gear ready and let's go. Okay guys, now we've got to do a little bit of shopping before we make our paella because we've already got most of the ingredients at home, but there are some things we don't have. So today we're at the grocery store and we're going to be getting frozen peas, artichoke hearts, yellow rice, a can of tomatoes, scallops, and chicken strips. Come on, let's go. Okay, the first thing we're going to be needing is chicken tenders. This is one of our ingredients. We're going to cut them up and take them home and put them in the freezer so to make them easier to cut. Alright, ingredient we're going to be looking for. Let's go ahead and get the frozen stuff. We'll start that in. We'll go for the frozen peas. Alright. Okay. Our next item is going to be a 10-ounce package of frozen sweet peas or green peas. The reason you want them frozen is if you use the ones that are in a can, they're going to be mushy. So they need to be frozen. Alright, next we need to look for yellow rice, a can of tomatoes, scallops, and artichoke hearts. So come on, let's see what we can find here. We may have to go to Walmart next. Yeah. Okay. Alright, our next ingredient we're getting is a can of tomatoes. This is 14.5 ounces. And this will go in there. And then alright, now we are looking for the, oh, there it is. What do you know? A package of yellow rice with saffron. Now, if you don't want to use this, you can use white rice and then use either saffron or turmeric. But getting it with the saffron already in it is not only easier and less time consuming, it's less expensive. The last time I checked on the price of saffron, it was one of the most expensive spices in the world at $11 an ounce. So yeah, probably just want to go ahead and get the yellow rice. Okay, now we're going to be looking for the artichoke hearts and the scallops. That is the last thing on our list of things that we need. And then I'll show you what we have at home. Alright. Got it? Yeah. Okay. Now, guys, these are pimentos. Now, the recipe that I adapted my recipe from uses these as a garnish, but we don't really like them in my family, so we're not going to be using them, but I just want you to know that these are an option. Okay, we were not able to find our scallops or our artichoke hearts over at the other store, so we're here at Walmart to get those and a few other things that are not related to our dinner. So let's go on inside. Sweet Jesus, they've gone up, these scallops. The last time I was here, they were 15. Look at them now. The smaller bag, $22.84. The larger bag, $28.84. See scallops. We're filming. Good. Alright. So I wanted y'all to see that because we need scallops. Now, we'll get the day scallops because these are $5 each. And as you just saw, you don't want to use sea scallops unless you really, really, really want to be spending a lot on your dinner. And the reason we're getting these is the recipe that I adapted it from actually calls for steamed clams, but certain people in my family don't like clams, but they do like scallops, so we're going with these, and they make a great addition to the recipe. I've tried them before. So, alright, so now all we need is the artichoke hearts, and I believe those are going to be in the canned vegetable bowl. Okay. Okay, found the others. Okay, and our last ingredient that we still need to get is artichoke hearts. We're going to cut these up, and these will be, I believe, the last things we actually add when we're cooking. What you don't want to get, and what I don't see here, are the marinated artichoke hearts. I made that mistake the first time, and it tasted off. So go ahead, benefit from my experience. Don't do it. Just get these. Now that we've got our missing ingredients, here's the list of them. I was going to show you all of the ingredients gathered together, but as you can see, there are a lot. So, I recommend you go ahead and pause the video at this point and take a screenshot, and then I'll show you how to put it all together. Hi everybody, welcome back to my kitchen, where we're going to be making paella today. Now, as you can see, I've already got all of my ingredients prepped and pre-measured, so we're ready to go. And because there are so many ingredients and even I have to keep track, here's my printout from the video, just like I recommended that you did. Alright, now our first step, which I'm about to do, is to heat your 1/4 of a cup of olive or vegetable oil. This is olive oil, in case you can't tell by the color, until it's hot. And then we're going to brown our chicken until it is brown on all sides. We'll be back in a minute. Okay, our oil is heated up. Now we're going to add our chicken. And we're going to brown it on all sides. That should take about 15 minutes. Okay, alright, now the meat is browned, and we're going to remove it with a slotted thing here. This is a slotted spatula, so that we leave our oil in there, because we're going to need it in our next step. And you're going to notice I'm putting it in a different container, a different bowl than it was in before, because, well, you never ever want to put cooked food, especially something like chicken, back into the container that the raw chicken or whatever was in, because it can spread disease like salmonella. Actually, there is some grease left in there, but I think we're going to have to add a little bit more because most of that cooked out. But we've got our chicken out. We're going to get our, if I can find where we put our olive oil. Oh, yes, here it is. We're going to put a little more back in there. Alright, and we're going to let this heat up, and we'll be right back. Okay, we've removed our chicken and our oil is heated up. Now we're going to add our onions and garlic. Ooh, I can already smell them. You want to just kind of stir it around until the onion starts to get a little bit tender. See, unlike the spaghetti where it's going to be simmering for 3 hours, this doesn't have near as long a cook time, so it's not going to have as much time, as much chance to get soft in the pot while it's cooking. So you need to go ahead and do that first. Okay, I think that's good enough to get started. Alright, there's not really any oil left to drain, but if you do have oil left, you may want to drain it from your pot at this point. But in mine, it's just about all cooked away, so I'm not going to bother with it. Alright, now what we're going to do is we're going to add everything but our artichoke hearts and our peas and our shrimp and scallops. So basically the rice and all the other ingredients. This, I think okay, first thing you're going to want to do after it's done cooking a little bit, go ahead and turn that eye off between steps. It'll stay hot long enough for you to do it, and you won't risk setting anything on fire, including yourself. Okay, so we're going to add our 3 cups of water. Remember, this has already been pre-measured, so that's exactly 3 cups. Cup and a half of yellow rice, our can of tomatoes, which I've drained already as best as I can drain, okay, so now we need to add our, there's the salt, and we've got 2 teaspoons of salt, there's a 2 teaspoon one. Excellent. I don't have to measure out 2 individual teaspoons. 2 teaspoons of salt, 1 tablespoon of paprika, going to have to remove that lid. The sprinkle thing is just not going to be sufficient. Okay, that back on. We need a tablespoon of instant chicken bouillon. It's very close to it, so. Okay. Half a teaspoon of black pepper. I have one. Oh, Here it is. Okay. This is a small one. That's a fourth. There we go. There's our half. Oh, here, this is the one for the spoon. Half a teaspoon of the red pepper. All right, now what we're going to do, we're going to get a spoon, stir it up. Okay, we're going to turn our eye back on. We're going to put it on high to heat it to boiling. Okay, also, and last part of this step, add your chicken back in when you stir it in there. Alright, and then once it starts boiling, we will turn it down to simmer and then cover and simmer for 20 minutes. Yeah. Alright, as you can see, it's starting to boil. So now we turn down to simmer. We're going to add our shrimp, our pound of shrimp, and our pound of scallops. Whole bag there. Stir it in really good. Alright, now cover, set your timer for 20 minutes. I'll go ahead and add 10 more minutes to our timer. Okay, it has been 25 minutes, and now that our rice is cooked and our shrimp and scallops are everything cooked, now the last step is to add our artichoke hearts and our 10-ounce package of peas. Stir those in really well. Now, we cover it again. Start our 10-minute timer, and then at the end of that 10 minutes, it will be time to eat. Alright, as you can see, it is officially done. Now, at this point, if you're using the pimentos, this is where you would add your jar of pimentos to garnish it, but we are done and ready to eat. Alright, that's it for this week's Cooking with Jason video. Please join me again next week when we'll be making beef stroganoff. If you like this video, please click like. If you want to see more of my content, please hit subscribe, and please let me know what you thought in the comments. Until next time, peace.